For 4 years, I held on to a secret. I let someone believe something that wasn't true, something that never was, just because I loved the attention it gave me. It was a game, a selfish game, but one I played for far too long. And when it all came crashing down, when the truth was finally laid bare, I was left with nothing but guilt and regret. It all started in college when I met Ben. He wasn't my type at all, but something about him made me feel special. He was always there, always offering to help with assignments, always ready to listen to my problems, always there when I needed a shoulder to cry on. But I never saw him the way he saw me. I knew it from the start. Ben was infatuated with me. He thought we had something, but I was too focused on my own life to give him the same attention. But at the same time, I liked the way he looked at me. I liked the way he made me feel needed. It wasn't love, not from my side, but it was something else. Something like comfort, admiration, maybe even power. I began to realize that I could use his affection to boost my own ego, to make myself feel important, attractive, and admired. At first, it was harmless. Ben and I would study together, and I'd tease him a little, just to get a rise out of him. I knew it wasn't going anywhere, but I didn't mind keeping him around. I liked having him in my life, even if it was in a way that didn't make sense to him. Over time, things started to change. Ben started doing little things for me, like buying me coffee, texting me good morning, or leaving sweet notes on my desk. I never asked for any of it, but it felt nice. I'd smile and thank him, but deep down, I knew it wasn't anything more than his desire to win my affection. And as much as I tried to deny it, I liked it. I liked the attention. I liked knowing that someone was always thinking about me, always wanting to make me happy. And it wasn't even about Ben, really. It was about the validation I got from having someone so devoted to me. It felt good and it felt easy. But I never once considered how it was affecting him. I never thought about what it might feel like to be in his shoes, constantly giving, constantly hoping, while I remained distant, unsure, and uninterested. Then came the day that changed everything. It was a Friday night and we had just finished a group project together. As usual, Ben offered to walk me home. I didn't think much of it. We walked through the campus, chatting about nothing in particular, and he started talking about how he was planning to go home for the weekend. Then, out of nowhere, he looked at me and said, "I think I love you, you know that?" I froze. My heart skipped a beat. My mind raced. I had been waiting for this moment, and yet I had no idea how to react. "Ben, you don't love me," I said, my voice shaky. "We're just friends. That's all we are." But he didn't take it the way I expected. He didn't back off or apologize. Instead, his face lit up. "I know you don't feel the same way," he said, his voice full of hope. "But I'm willing to wait. I'll be patient. I'll show you that I can make you happy. I don't want anyone else. It's always been you." I didn't know what to say. I just stood there, staring at him, trying to process the gravity of the moment. Part of me wanted to reject him outright, tell him to stop, but I didn't. Instead, I smiled and hugged him, patting him on the back. "It's okay," I said. "You're a good guy, Ben, but I'm not ready for that." I didn't even mean it. I wasn't not ready. I just wasn't interested. But I couldn't bring myself to crush him completely. So, I kept playing the game. For months, I continued to let him believe that he had a chance with me. I never outright rejected him, and I kept feeding him small bits of attention when I felt like it. I knew it was wrong, but I didn't stop. Then, as the months went by, things started to shift. Ben started changing. He became more withdrawn, more distant. He stopped trying so hard, and I noticed the shift. But the worst part was how I felt about it. I missed it. I missed the attention. The little texts, the way he would show up to my favorite cafe with my coffee, the way he'd smile when he saw me. I missed the validation. But I also realized that I had been using him, and it made me sick. The turning point came during one of our usual hangouts. We were sitting at the same coffee shop we always went to, and I could feel the tension between us. Ben was quiet, staring at his coffee. I could tell something had changed in him, but I had no idea how much. "I know what you've been doing," he said suddenly, looking up at me. I froze. "What do you mean?" He leaned forward, his voice calm but filled with pain. "You've been leading me on. For months. You knew I liked you, and you kept me around just for the attention. I was always there for you, and you never once considered what it was doing to me." His words hit me harder than I expected. They felt like a punch to the gut. I wanted to deny it, to tell him he was wrong, but I knew he was right. I opened my mouth to say something, but the words caught in my throat. I had no excuse. I had treated him like a safety net, something to prop me up whenever I needed it. And now he was gone. "I'm done, Emily," he said, his voice low. "I can't keep doing this. You've played me for too long, and I'm not going to sit around waiting for someone who doesn't see me for who I am." I watched him stand up and walk away, a finality in his movements. He didn't look back. I had lost him, and not just lost him as a friend, but lost the person who had genuinely cared about me. It wasn't just the loss of someone who loved me. It was the loss of the person I had taken for granted. And in that moment, I realized how much damage I had done. I had used his feelings to make me feel good about myself. And in doing so, I had ruined one of the best relationships I had ever had. The truth hit me harder than anything else ever could. I wasn't the one who had been hurt in all of this. It was Ben. And I was the one who had turned his love into a game. I had let him believe in something that wasn't real, and in the process, I lost someone who would have never done that to me. It was too late to make amends. He was gone, and the silence between us spoke louder than any apology ever could. I never got a chance to tell him how sorry I was, how much I regretted using him like I did. And as I sat alone, staring at my phone, waiting for a message that would never come, I realized how truly selfish I had been. Ben had moved on, and I was left with nothing but my own reflection and the understanding that sometimes the hardest lesson is realizing you've lost something real because you never valued it in the first place.